We have some breaking inputs coming in. In fact, we've accessed the ASI affidavit and it talks about what happened on the day of the survey. There are details of what transpired on that day. And the ASI affidavit cites interference and the fact that the officials were blocked from entering the premise. We have Madhadas Gopalakrishnan joining us on the broadcast. He'll take us through the details of the affidavit. We're also joined by Harish Nair on the updates on what happened in the court. And Pradeep is getting us the ground reports and what is happening at the moment in Sambhal. Let's first go across to Madhav. Over to you.
Well, Swati, this is an affidavit that has been filed at the lower court level on just yesterday, which is the 28th of November. Of course, the matter now, of course, becomes interesting because despite the fact that this affidavit has been filed, now the matter will be heard by the Allahabad High Court as per the Supreme Court's directions. For the moment, the orders of the lower court have been stayed. But what has been stated is very important because a similar plea being taken by either the petitioners or ASI's report being used by either of those petitioners is what is likely to take place, because it brings out some very interesting facts. And what are these facts? They are saying that the ancient monument at Sambhal has been declared protected as Jama Masjid in the year 1920. Officers of the ASI were not allowed to enter the monument for purpose of inspection. This is of course talking about an earlier date. However, ASI with the support from district administration took up inspection of monument from time to time. A team of ASI had inspected the monument in the year 1998. The most recent inspection of the monument by the ASI team was done on the 25th of June 2024. In response to, of course, there are no comments offered on several of the statements that have been made or that have in fact been given. They further submitted that ASI has faced difficulties in taking up inspection of the monument. They've submitted that ASI officials were objected to enter into the monument. However, ASI took up actions as and when it was possible. Inspection of the monument was taken up with great effort and help from district administration. Further, whenever any activity of modern interventions were noticed, complaints were filed with the local police. Further show cause notices were also served to defaulters, and of course they go on to say that they were objected from carrying out the inspection. They pursued the matter and carried out inspection, monitoring, etc., and have taken actions against various defaulters. They've gone that even though the situation at the moment is not comfortable, whenever any violation is reported, ASI local officers filed a complaint with the police and show cause notices have been given to the defaulter. They further submitted, and this is very important, that the Masjid Management Committee involved in the monument has carried out various interventions, additions, modifications, etc. at the monument. The inspection undertaken by ASI officers in the month of June 2024 records some of the interventions done at the monument. A copy of the said inspection note may please be seen in Annexure 1 of the affidavit. However, there are restrictions on ASI team for inspection. The current status and additions carried out are not known to the ASI. They've also gone to say that there are restrictions on the team, in fact, undertaking inspection, difficult to ascertain violation of the provisions of the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958 and the current status of the monument. They have, of course, said that the provisions of the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958 are applicable on the same monument. It stated that there were objections in carrying out inspections, monitoring. The last inspection undertaken in the month of June 2024 was possible with the help of district administration, and whenever such interventions were noticed, as they've said earlier, they've served notice to the complainants. They also said they've repeated the fact that they've been prevented to enter this, and this is of course signed on the 28th of November 2024. It's signed by Vinod Singh Rawat, who's the superintending archaeologist in the Meerut circle of the ASI, and he has affirmed that the contents of the written statements are true and correct as per records available and legal advice verified at Meerut. What's further added is, of course, in respect to the civil suit, details of this particular suit that really have been given, and affidavits are the same. Let's also further show you what is contained in terms of the annexures and what has really been submitted as far as this particular aspect is concerned. This is the ASI report that was submitted in August of 2024. The inspection, as we've read earlier, was conducted in June of 2024, and this Jama Masjid Sambhal report, of course, has further details in terms of how they've gone out and carried out this entire survey. The Meerut team has in fact been responsible for it, and if I can just quickly take you through the date of the submission of this, the date mentioned mentioned here is the 13th of August 2024. We'll be getting you more details from this particular report as well. But also very interestingly, they've affixed pictures. They've talked about the Mukhya Dwar or the main gate, Upar Niche, from the top angle as well as from below. This is the scene that is seen at that particular Sambhal site. The elevation of the Jama Masjid as per the ACL Carlisle report of tours in the central Doab and Gorakhpur in 1874 to 75 and 1875-76, volume 12. This is the elevation of the Jama Masjid at that point of time, and if you look at it from here, there appear to have been certain modifications as has been stated by the ASI in its report. You can see the two photographs or the two drawing. This is a drawing and this is perhaps a photograph that have been given to back up or buttress that particular claim that has been made. The layout has also been given over here. This is also from the report of the tours in central Doab and Gorakhpur in 1874 and to 75, and this is of course the layout as it existed as per the Carlisle report, and of course the roof of the masjid as it exists currently. They've also further given Masjid ka Mukhya Sanrachna ka Dwar. This is of course the main entrance of the masjid. This is the current situation over there. They've also given the internal aspects of the gumbad or the dome of that particular masjid. This photograph as well being given. They've further gone on to add that this is the internal part of the actual corridor of the masjid. This is the internal corridor as it's seen over here. They've also gone on to talk about the main dome of the masjid and its internal part. This is too visually been represented as far as this particular survey is concerned, and this is the Mukhya Prangan Hall or the main hall on the western part of it. This is a chamber or a small area that has been given. The roof of that has been depicted over here. They've also added the internal part of the main dome of the masjid. So comparison of the present day photos of Jama Masjid Sambhal with archival photos. This is very interesting because this is how it existed as far as the general view of the main entrance is concerned. These are the archival photos, and this is how it exists in the current date, we assume, in terms of this particular report, because this has been stated to be a comparison. This is the Sambhal Jama Masjid general view showing the north side of the domes. This is as it existed as per the photographic evidence, and this is how it apparently exists at the moment. There is another further comparison that you can see of the rear view from the southwest. This is one photo and this is a current photo. Of course, now there are all sorts of other structures, including electricity cables and poles, etc., that have now been put in place. This is as far as this particular annexure is concerned. The further annexures of the ASI, the past reports we assume are these of 2018, etc., that we can see over here. All of these details are very much part, the FIRs filed, all of those details part of the annexure as far as this particular affidavit is concerned. So very interesting to see that there's not just allegations of how ASI officials were not allowed to conduct their duty. They've also recorded, this is a written affidavit before a court. They've recorded that there were alterations that were made, photographic evidence that has been given to buttress that claim as well. Back to you, Swati.
Right. Structural modifications that have been made are also part of that affidavit. Stay on with us, Mother. Let me quickly go across to Harish for a quick update on what transpired in the court. The Supreme Court has asked the petitioners to approach the High Court. Now has also made it very clear that there should be no untoward incident.